Young people today face a strange contradiction. Though the most digitally connected generation in history, many feel deeply isolated and overwhelmed by performance pressure. Society places an immense burden on their shoulders. We look at teenagers and expect them to eventually step up and shape our future workplaces, build our communities, and lead our nations. This scale represents our current metric for leadership potential. We track academic scores and exam grades with precision, while traits like character and courage remain unmeasured and unweighted. Schools are operating at maximum capacity just to get through the standard syllabus. They rarely have the time or the structural bandwidth to foster emotional intelligence or teach students how to bounce back from failure. That gap is exactly why the Empowered Youth Leadership Conference, or EYLC, was created. It provides a dedicated environment for young people to experience leadership as an act of service to others, rather than a formal title they have to earn. Without this shift in perspective, we risk promoting a generation of individuals who have the resumes to hold authority, but lack the emotional fortitude to actually guide a team. EYLC steps away from the usual high-pressure academic environment. The conference is designed as a deliberate pause, a space where students can escape the daily noise of expectation. The core of the program focuses on purposeful leadership. The curriculum steers students away from ego-driven competition and frames leadership around a simple question: how can you make a meaningful difference in someone else's life today? The research behind this approach is clear. When leadership training is grounded in solid values, students develop responsible decision-making and resilience, practical habits that serve them long after they graduate. Pacing picks up slightly. To combat the loneliness many students feel, the conference relies on small, positive peer groups. In this visualization, you can see how individuals are drawn out of isolation to form an active, interconnected support network. Inside these small teams, participants share their personal stories and listen to one another. They quickly realize they are not alone in the challenges they face or the ambitions they hold. By replacing the stress of constant comparison with a genuine sense of community, the conference neutralizes external pressure. Students get a safe space where they can focus on personal growth. The experience isn't purely reflective. The conference applies these concepts through interactive workshops and team projects. This diagram illustrates the hidden curriculum that standard exams miss. It shows how specific skills like emotional intelligence, critical thinking, and communication form a necessary bridge between academic theory and real-world application. Often, programs offering this caliber of training are highly exclusive. A financial wall blocks access for students from under-resourced backgrounds, reserving these tools for those who can already afford them. EYLC is built to remove this wall. Through a partnership model involving schools and sponsors, they provide the curriculum to students in developing contexts at zero cost. Leadership development is most effective when it is treated as a right, rather than a privilege. It must be accessible to any young person willing to show up and put in the effort. The entire movement started with a modest goal. A small team simply wanted a way to add courage to the youth in their immediate circle. The movement has expanded into multiple cities across 5 nations: Cambodia, Laos, Indonesia, the Philippines, and Thailand. This expansion creates a compounding effect. As nodes connect across the region, an annual event transforms into a shared story of hope for the next generation. The result is a change in how these students define success. They move past the mindset of solitary academic survival and prioritize character-driven community building. The conference provides the courage and the community required for students to begin shaping a better world today.